Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. One of my favorite energies to interact with and just channel from myself. I have a Sagittarius moon. It's one of my favorite aspects about me anyway. Enough about me, okay? If you're watching this video, you're wanting to know just what is in store for Sagittarius energy, mostly Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, even Mercury. Don't put it past Mercury, okay? Because that is very important, especially with the Mercury retrograde coming in early February. I believe it's the beginning of the second week. I want to say February 8th, but do not quote me on that. Yeah, your Mercury sign is a lot more important than you think it is, because we can't do anything without communication. We can't get good intent across, We get a lot of places through communicating. And especially in the month of February, when Mercury goes retrograde, that is a time. A lot of people are like, oh my god, Mercury retrograde, like, hide your kids, hide your wife, it's gonna be super hard, like pulling teeth. Yes, it's like pulling teeth, and you have to tread lightly around that time. But that Mercury retrograde is actually a very beautiful time, because it is the universe telling you, try not to make plans, try not to, produce, but try to turn that energy inward. Instead of trying to communicate with everybody else, learn how to communicate with yourself, so that when Mercury goes direct, you have a new and evolved way on how to communicate externally. So it is all about turning that outputting communication inward, like, how do I show up when I communicate? How can I show up with myself? How can I evolve this? This is a new year. We are literally the second month in, and it's a new decade, So it's like Mercury retrograde is coming. It's like, hey, you're making all of these new goals, all of these new dreams that you're wanting to chase after and leave everything for, which is beautiful. Let's try to evolve how we communicate with ourselves now, and then evolving how we communicate with the world outside after. I believe this Mercury retrograde goes until March 12th. Do not quote me on that either. If you know the dates, comment down below and help somebody out, including me. Okay. So, yeah, Sagittarius, without further ado, let's get on with this reading. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and Mercury for the month of February 2020. Alright, we got the Knight of Swords here. What was I talking about, baby? Don't say too much, okay? Clear and concise messages for Sagittarius for the month of February. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. You have something major. Okay. Babe, that is so much energy here. For cross watchers too, this applies this is either your energy that I'm picking up on, or the person you're inquiring about. It's energy, it flows. It's either or. So whichever resonates, pick up what does and leave what doesn't. Literally, like, flick what doesn't, You know how it goes. Okay. So what I'm getting here from just these two cards alone is that you've reached some type of plateau spiritually, and it's a very high altitude where this plateau is. It's kind of hard to, like, put this vision into words, this feeling of what I'm getting from these cards. And you're so passionate about this. Like, you're so passionate, you want to devote your whole life to this. You are willing to fight till the end, but you're trying to find a way how to put this into words that make it transfer over and do it justice on how you're feeling. Like, look at this card. You sitting here. These two cards. All right. This guy. I'm like, hey. Oh my god. Okay. So these two cards right here. He has passion. He has a vision, and he's looking in one direction, and this guy is looking in that direction as well. And he's like, I'm looking at him. This is my passion. How do I tell the world this? You know, how can I effectively tell the world what I want to tell them in the way that will make it seem as profound and intense as the way that I feel about it. You know, you're wanting other people to feel how you feel about this, or at least try to make them understand the gravity of this passion, of this path, of this situation. You know, oh my gosh. There's a lot that were turned the other way, you know, but I'm here for it. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. So with some of you, this could be passion, you know, revolving around your familial life, around structure, tradition, things like that, and dreams revolving around like home, your family, marriage, things like that. Maybe things are a little unconventional on how you see them based off of what the people around you view those values, if that makes sense. That was kind of like an ongoing sentence that had like a string of like flaws. Like, okay, come on. Anyway, okay. I can feel the Mercury retrograde energy already. And if you're telling me you can't, you're lying, okay? Those of you who are tuned in, I know you could feel it. Okay, so this Four of Wands tells me that there's like fruitfulness, there's happiness literally coming, and that's what you're looking at. You're wanting to explain to those people that make you happy, your community, your point of view, you know, but it's like this huge bowl of just all these different colored marbles, and you're like, how do I convey this so that it's just one beautiful pearlesque marble to them, you know? I mean, that's so good. If it resonates, it resonates for me. Okay. We're gonna keep going here. And that's also, it's like when you feel comfortable within yourself to express this, then and only then is it going to be successfully expressed to everybody externally, because you have to get those words right within yourself. And that's kind of stressing you out just a little bit, because you're like, where do I even start? How do I even get there? Like, I don't even really know how to put these words into something that would make sense to others. And this is like, okay, to put this in perspective, something that would be at this gravity of just weighing you down is like a spiritual awakening that completely changed the way that you see the world, or completely changed the way that you want to interact in the world, or change the friends that you want to keep around you, change your professional path, because you're realizing that living in a 9 to 5, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, 9-to-5 job that might give you over $100,000 a year isn't actually abundance if you go home and you're hating your life. So you're like, you know what? I'm at this point where I want something that will bring me joy, that will bring me fruitfulness. But how can I manifest this? How can I manifest this so that it is real? And how can I convey this dream that I have to the world outside to where, they don't think I'm some crazy person that thinks that my dreams aren't realistic, Yeah. This Mercury retrograde could not have come at a better time for you, Sag. It really could not have. Because it's like, you're trying to say something. You're trying to, write your thesis on the next chapter of your life. But this Mercury retrograde is like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Don't try to do that, because the more that you try, the more strenuous it will be, okay? King of Pentacles, baby. This is yours for the taking. It is yours for the taking. But first, and when I say that, I mean it will come. This isn't a dream that is too big for you, because you are a dreamer and you know it. You are a dreamer and you are a runner, and you will chase after those dreams for as long as it takes. When you have a vision in mind. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm getting off track. This is not a motivational speech. This Mercury retrograde is going to serve you in the best way possible, because it's going to ask that you look at yourself in the mirror, and not just externally, but your values and your beliefs and the paths that you want to take. And it's going to ask you, okay, now let's sit, let's meditate in this. Don't try to produce anything, because I will show you that it is not the time. That's what Mercury retrograde is basically going to say. Right? So you just have to dig deep within there. Find those answers. And they will come in all due time, So let them surface when it is time. Okay, I'm gonna pull a little Oracle card action. This one was by Lana Fairchild, and I'm in love with it. Okay, I'm in love. They're too big for my hands though, so sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it hurts. Other days it's okay. That wasn't relatable, I don't know what it was. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna pull one. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Number 21. Reducing down to a 3 in numerology. Let's go. Okay. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuation of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within, yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Something might call it some and I call it eternity. Within that sanctuary, sacred sound is felt rather than heard. That sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm sounds within the greater universal heartbeat. The totality of life, all of your being, can be felt as one through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound of the heart beating within you. It is through this heartbeat that we experience a love that is more than preference or attachment. This is the love that inspires, energizes, and moves us to create even beyond what we once thought was possible. Your love for life, the need to feel alive and express yourself, and the quest for what? For that which is truly fulfilling. These are the sacred urges that rebel against fear and promote passion for being alive. They flow through your blood and can be felt through the beating of your heart. This oracle has a message for you. There is the way of mind which can make mountains of molehills, even when it thinks it is turning mountains into molehills. Then there is the way of the heart. It is subterranean and moves subtly beneath possible obstacles, intelligently shifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what is before it even occurs in the physical world. However, with the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the innate intelligence of the heart. The mind sees, plans, and strategizes. The heart feels, responds, senses, and intuits. When we walk the path of the heart, we must feel and respond rather than plan our way. It is a different way to live and create. It is closer to the heart and to the source of life itself. It is not for those who are lacking in courage and trust, but you are not one of those. You're being asked to trust your heart and to drop into it. The mind is important, but it cannot supplant the heart. The role of mind is to serve the truths of the heart, that is, to create the spacious chamber of receptiveness into which the sacred rhythm of your heartbeat can resound. This oracle comes with guidance for you. Deep within, you know what to do, and you know what is true. It matters not whether the mind and its plans seem to agree with your inner sense. Your willingness to trust your heart and to rebel against fear will serve you well. Let your heart lead you. Be sure of your faith and trust in what you feel. Your head and heart have been in conflict at times over the course of your life. This has brought you struggle and sometimes deep suffering. However, this oracle brings you the message that the truth will soon be declared and the appropriate outcome of the mind waving the white flag of surrender is imminent. Soon, if not already, you will finally be feeling that your heart is leading you. You will feel that your mind is learning to follow the guidance of your heart rather than trying to be out front, seeing and sorting everything out in advance in order to be safe. What a relief to let go of this old way. Your mind can become more relaxed and trusting. There will be a period of adjustment as you get used to living without so much foresight, but with more insight, wisdom, and energy in the present moment to create. If you're finding that you cannot plan or strategize as you once did, or you feel that you know less than you have ever known about where you are heading or how you're supposed to get there, then this oracle comes as confirmation that these are healthy signs of a shift from head to heart. You're not proceeding in error. You're exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. You are now in a position that is more powerful than ever because you are allowing yourself to be guided by your heart, a heart that beats in harmony with the heart of all existence. Your affairs are in accord with love, and no matter what may appear to be at times, all is unfolding according to that greater love, and you included. That was beautiful. And this is the card for that. Oh my god. This is the card. The cover card for all of them. That's so funny. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. That is so funny. The Sagittarius, try to release control this month. Remember that the more you try to stay in control, the more resistance you're putting out, and the harder it will be for you to get back to that center, back to that space where you are meant to be in, which is pure trust for source energy and your heart. Okay? I'm so excited for you and wherever this journey of yours is leading, because it seems plentiful and abundant and prosperous, and like it is of your wildest dreams. And I am so excited for your February, Sagittarius. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. If this resonated, or if you have any Sagittarius friends, family, whatever, like and share. Leave a comment down below if you're so called to. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Have a beautiful February, Sagittarius and cross watchers, and I'll see you next month.